Yo, I just saw FootboxG reading a book about strategies. The best thing.
No way, dude. I was reading The Art of War because actually...
The Art of War.
I think the strategy is to read a book about strategies and let other people see that you're reading about strategies. I think that's a mental game. But Footbox, did you thank Pac-Max a little bit just for clearing the road for you? Thank you, Pac-Max. I'm world champion now.
Before even the first expo began, or like the first day, there was Bilo coming out. He said like, yo guys, I'm so happy to see all of you. And yes, world championship, blah, blah, very cool. But I just wanted to see you guys and that you can be together again, that you share sounds and that you have a nice time. And I was like, wow, this is exactly the spirit.
Wow. Beatbox Bros. Yo, what's up, my current Beatbox? Welcome back to another podcast with the Beatbox Bros, Madox and Beard. Today we have the world champion FootboxG, the freshly new world champ. Just won last week. We all have still fresh emotions. That's why I'm really excited to talk about it. But first of all, Beard, how you doing in Turkey, man?
Yeah, bro. Look at this. This is a Turkish AC that we have here. This is a Turkish window. No, we're doing really well. I'm staying here for a month here in Turkey, and I already met one beatboxer. I got recognized on the street. That happens sometimes here. Just a random Turkish beatboxer.
Okay.
It's really funny. And then he was like, "Can you beatbox for me?" And I was like, "You first." And then he was like, "Okay." And I was like, "You go." And I was like, "Okay." And then, we bonded. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like a typical beatbox love story.
Yeah. We're married, have 2 kids now. So I think we're good to go. Yeah. No, it's very fun here. It's super warm. I heard in the Netherlands, I'm sure in Germany too, it's raining like constantly. It's like shit weather. Yeah. Here it's like constantly like 40 degrees. For all the Americans watching, you have to Google translate that into your system. I don't know what that is.
It's like 100 Fahrenheit or something.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We don't do that here. It's just Celsius here. 40 degrees Celsius, really hot. Yeah. And I haven't seen. I was walking on the street like last week, and then I felt like water on my head. I was like, whoa, it's finally raining. I look up, it's the AC of some building that's just dropping water. So that's the only water I've felt here.
Yeah,
so that's my crazy time here in How are you doing? You just got back from the World Championships. You competed. You did really well. I wanted to say I'm proud of you, but we already had to talk with FootboxG, but you did amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't expect it because I didn't prepare at all. Nothing. I was just going there and I was like, I want to compete to be part of it, but I don't want to invest too much time to prepare because I'm focusing on other things right now. But yeah, I still wanted to be part of it, to support the event. So yeah, I didn't prepare any new rounds. And also to be honest, I wasn't practicing this much, and that's why I was surprised actually even more. There's also a crazy story that I nearly missed the eliminations. The eliminations was on Thursday.
No, you missed another flight?
No. So I thought on Thursday there's nothing important going to happen.
But it was just the eliminations.
And I got booked for a video shoot on this day. And then I think 3 weeks before, I checked the schedule for the World Champs and I saw the eliminations happening this day. I was like, holy shit. And I reached out to Bilo. I was like, bro, can you please put me last? Because I'm not sure if I can make it in time. And I arrived at 10 p.m. and my elimination was at 10:02. So I walked in, went to the bathroom quickly, and then on stage. No preparation time, nothing.
You made it into the top 32 of the world with that shit.
Yeah.
That's actually a horrible feeling. I'm not sure if anybody has had this before. It happened to me at La Coupe 2013, like a similar situation. That you just arrive and you directly have to go on stage.
Yeah.
And it's not the best. I can tell you from experience, this is not good. Like, you need some time to adjust. You cannot like go out of the car and just directly do it.
Yeah, like I did some stupid mistakes I usually don't do, and I actually wanted to do something else for my elimination, like another routine, but because I knew I can't prepare and can't warm up, I just took like the most like for me basic routine that I know I can pull off whenever. But even what?
You warm up?
No, I didn't warm up, but
I mean, you normally warm up for beatbox?
Yes, I do. Yeah,
that sounds like a good idea. I never do that.
Like at least do some beatboxing before. Like not specifically doing like breathing exercise, but like I do my routine or whatever, you know? Like a few times to feel comfortable, and then I go on stage. But I didn't do anything, and like also on the video shoot, there was no chance for me to prepare, and also on the car drive not. So I got out, I did like 1 minute of whatever, and then I realized, okay, I gotta do something that I know really good, because I can't take any risks right now because I'm not ready to do anything. And I still did a lot of mistakes, but I think because the sound was really muddy in the venue where the eliminations happened. This was a different venue.
Yeah.
I think like the mistakes I was doing was like so on some technical parts, and I think the judges maybe didn't recognize them that much because the sound was really muddy. But I still had like the power and stuff, so I think that's why I still made it through the eliminations.
I see.
Yeah, and then like this was my first surprise, and then I saw, okay, I gotta battle Max from Israel, and
you won.
Some people, what?
And you won, right?
And I won, exactly. I was like, what the heck? Because the last time I was battling Max, it was 3-0 for him, and I remember it was not a close battle at all. Like he totally destroyed me. So I was like, okay, probably it's gonna be over after that. And I think it was a good thing that I thought cannot make it, because I went on stage with less pressure.
Yeah.
Like I went on stage and was like, let's have some fun with the crowd. Like the first round, I would do something that was a bit more technical, and also like I felt really weak on stage. Like the sound, like it felt like there was no compression at all on the microphone. And then on the second round, I felt like, okay, I gotta do something that's really powerful, because also Max didn't sound really powerful on the mic.
Yeah.
And I just chose to do a routine that is like not really technical, but really powerful and loud. And I think that's how I won it. And then top 16, pretty fine for me.
It's really good. It's really good.
It's
better than any Dutch guy this championships. Benjamin? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, SVM, I think he didn't.
SVM didn't even make the top 32, which I was surprised by, because I know his potential. SVM is really good. It's one of our top talents here in the Netherlands.
Yeah, and I saw him. Like I was judging him at Dutch Champs. He was amazing at Dutch Champs.
He's really good. But maybe this pushes him to work on to work on whatever he needs to work on.
Yeah. Anyways, enough about me, enough about SVM and others.
Yeah, we're going to talk
to FootboxG, the new world champion.
Deal.
I'm really excited to talk to him.
And so quick after the World Championships, he's going to talk about everything that happened in the battles. Every 5 battles, because it's the top 32. There's 5 battles that he had to win to become World Championships.
So
and now
many.
we have a world champion that speaks my language, and I'm super happy. I'm super stoked. We're gonna talk to FootboxG. I'm so happy. He's been a friend of ours for a long time now. He's a super humble guy. I'm super excited to talk to him. And just before we hop into it, I want to just give a quick thanks to all our Patreons, because we have 13 now, which is pretty good.
What?
Yeah, we have 13 Patreons right now supporting this show. And you guys really make it possible for us to keep doing this on a consistent basis, even from Turkey. and you will see that I had some intense lag during this episode in the beginning. Will be better later, but we keep it real. we try to make a podcast happen every consistently. Anyways, thank you so much for to our Patreons, and we're gonna hop right into the amazing world champion FootboxG. Here we go.
Wow, Beatbox Bros. Yo, what's up, bro? How you doing? The world champion in the chat. Yo.
What's up?
Yo man, welcome,
bro.
Thank you. I'm doing great, actually. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'm fine. Recovering from world champs.
Yeah, me too.
Kind of lost my voice.
Me too.
But I think it's back.
After World Championship, like after the finals, I had like such a neck pain in the shoulders, in the back, but it was the best pain I've ever had.
Was it because people were carrying you like this on their hands?
No, I feel it's because as soon as every possible work was delivered, my body told me like, okay, and now you can rest, but the weight that cut off was, I think it was like just so much, you know.
Yeah.
It's just this.
I mean, as long as you don't rest in peace, we are good. Such a stupid joke. Yeah. So today we mainly want to focus on world champs. I think lots of people didn't expect you being the winner. I actually thought it's either gonna be you or River. That was my prediction. I don't know how about Beard.
Yeah, sorry. So first of all, so you guys are constantly cutting out. The internet here in Turkey is to say the least super horrible. So sometimes when I'm not responding, sometimes the audio cuts down. So when the internet does work, I try to speak. And I try to ask as much as I can before the audio cuts down again. You asked me how I am. I'm really good. I watched the entire live stream. The live stream was like an insane quality. I was watching here with the Turkish family the entire stream. I watched everything. And first of all, I wanted to say that I'm incredibly proud of you, Footbox. You've always been extremely humble.
Cheers.
And you, I kind of know, it was just a few guys that I was like, okay, they might have a big shot at winning the world championships, and you were one of the guys. And then there was this crazy battle with Pac-Max versus River, and he took out River, and then you met Pac-Max in the final. So Pac-Max is now the new FISE world champion after 5 years, because we didn't have a world championships for so long, and you're the world champion right now. Yeah, man. How does that feel? How does it feel?
To be honest, at the World Championship itself, I was not realizing it yet, and I felt like as I was just playing a role, like pretending to be and stuff, like I'm the world champion, but in my head no. And as soon as I came home, it started. Now it's like kind of kicking in, but it first kicked in, and I'm not gonna say a negative way, but I was like sort of panicking, like, oh my God, it's actually a huge responsibility. Okay, when people are asking like, okay, who's world champion, and they find my name, I just hope I'm doing a good job for the art itself, and that's a bit of a concern I have. But I swore to myself that I would be ready anyway, so I'm gonna do it, you know.
Yeah. Wow, that sounds really stressful. I'm happy that I'm not world champ.
No, I mean, it's quite fun.
For me, it's just like, okay, he's one of the top 16. But whenever people think I suck, I can be like, yeah, that's why I'm not world champion. You know, I'm just in the top 16.
But it's nice because you were top 16 of Europe like 2 months ago, and now you are top 16 of the world.
Yeah,
that's quite something,
man. I should keep being top 16 in something. You know. It's fine for me. You know, top 16 in something is always kind of nice.
Yes, just not like top 16 of your street. That would be pretty sad.
I mean, imagine you're top 16 of the richest people on the planet. You're still filthy rich. No?
Yeah,
It's still good.
I can, yeah.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah. Anyways, so for me, it was, as I said, it was kind of like I was already thinking that you have a good chance to win. And I think one thing the thing was really good strategically, what you was doing was you didn't show too much of your new material online. Like, I think the last thing I heard was actually, was it GBB 2021? And then afterwards, there was not much. Like, I saw you in private, like a little bit, I heard some new sounds. But but besides that, I didn't hear lots of material. Like, was it on purpose or?
Yes. I told myself after GBB 2021, okay, I'm going to take a break. But as soon as 1 month passed, I was like, maybe it could be insane if I can just prepare for now until the next big event and to like only show new materials, but like in a good way.
Yeah.
And it was hard because I like making reels and TikToks like everybody of my age and like most of beatboxers are liking. You know, I also like it. And it was quite hard not to just show people like, yo, this is new, you know? And I think this was the hardest part of the whole preparation.
To not show off.
Yeah, and to not share, even when I like to share and teach, and this was quite hard.
Yeah, like just for a comparison. So I think River is a good comparison because he's on a really similar level like you. He was actually competing in Vocal Total. Like he would, most of his routines I already heard because he would also release it on YouTube. So I think it was really nice what he was doing, but yeah, maybe like what also came into play for him was that he wouldn't have as big as a surprise factor as you with his stuff.
I mean, it depends what he was creating, and I heard some of River's new stuff, and it's amazing. Yeah, and I mean, even the fact when I'm world champion, I cannot say, for example, like I don't know how to say it. There's so much to learn from River. There's so much to learn from Maxo. So maybe yes, my surprise element had like a huge factor, but I also believe that River also quite had like a surprise factor. Maybe not as much as I had because, like you said, he was competing in Vocal Total and people already kind of heard it and stuff, but I don't know how big the role was of the surprise elements in the competition. Yeah. But at least like I said, he's amazing and I love what he did, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's also just assumptions. Like when I'm comparing like you to River right now. But yeah, I mean, yeah, as I said, I think he had high chances to win. He proved it at Vocal Total that he can even beat Napalm. You are also won against Napalm. So maybe let's talk about this one. Like for me, this was I think like I was really rooting for you. I'll be really honest.
Cheers.
And when I saw you have to battle Napalm, that was the scariest moment for me because Napalm is so unpredictable. Like I couldn't tell like, okay, FootboxG has this and this advantages over Napalm. I had no clue. You know what I mean? So how was it for you, like battling Napalm?
Of course, it was very hard, and Napalm is one of these beatbox battlers where I performed against, where I could really feel like a resistance, like he's actually battling and he will just not give up, if that makes sense. And yeah, he's super good. For me, during my preparation, I made a strategy for the opponents where I was like, okay, I need to really be prepared for this beatboxer who is like this type of beatboxer. Like for example, Napalm and River, as we said before, River was also like let's say one of the favorites to win the competition. So I also had a strategy for him and also for some other top-notch beatboxers, but also for the underdogs. And I need to admit that On stage, Black Roll was for me the beatboxer where I kind of thought that I lost. And I know a lot of people were thinking that some people say it's me, some people it's Black Roll. But on stage, after the battle against me and Napalm, I was like, I think I win. But against Black Roll, I was not sure at all, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I think with all the battles, I agreed. For the solos, I think I agreed with the judges with all the decisions. For me, the one with Napalm stood out a lot in this battle. There was one moment I wanted to talk about because it stood out to me a lot. You kind of, Napalm, I felt like you had him where you wanted. Like he lost his cool a little bit, you know? Sometimes Napalm is not even trying, you know, in not even trying state, but he was really, you saw that Napalm was really giving all of his beats all at once, and you stayed pretty chill. And there was this moment where you went like this with your hand in front of his eyes. Do you remember this moment? And he went like this, like as he was beatboxing, you went with your hand in front of his eyes, and you went like, I thought it was such a Belgian move. I don't know why. I feel like Belgian beatboxers.
Yes, beatboxers such a Belgian move.
They beatbox in sometimes such a nasty way, you know, just to the opponent in a way that only Belgians can do. Can you explain me what went through your head in this moment?
Yeah. So, for example, against Napalm, what I was doing against him is he was beatboxing with two hands, like this, you know.
Oh yeah.
And what I learned way back a couple of years ago from Big Ben, who was in the judges, is like actually you don't kind of need to do this. Sometimes you need to, because sometimes sounds are just not going through and stuff, but a nice battle move could be to just say, hey, let me help you another hand. So you have like three hands. How does that sound? You know, just like the movement, like, okay, let's do it. What a tough. And so shout out to Big Ben.
Wow.
And I knew this would be perfect for this championship, since I knew, okay, Big Ben is in the judges. It's like a kind of small wink to him because he understands.
Yeah.
And I think other people of the judges also understood. But I didn't want to let it seem like I'm covering Napalm's eyes, because this would be like...
you weren't trying to cover his eyes. You weren't even trying to cover his eyes.
No, I was trying to cover its nose and its mouth and stuff.
Seemed
so this was the point.
He seemed so annoyed by that move. He was like, what the f-? He's like, he went like this. He made like take that hand
like
away.
really distracted.
Yeah, really distracted. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I talked about it with Napalm, and I mean, he understood that it's a battle move, and also because I saw even in the backstage that me and Napalm, I mean, we looked into each other's eyes, and we both knew we were so ready for this battle. So I felt that the battle was tense because we both wanted to the final. So I asked him like, yo, are we cool and stuff? Because we know it's a beatbox battle, and on a stage you're like going hardcore, but off pitch you're beatbox family again, right? And your friends. Yeah. So because I know in this battle moment I was kind of playing it like in a funny way, let's say, just for the strategy. And after I was just checking on him like, yo, just to make sure I didn't do anything bad to you, right? It was like, no. So
yeah, and I mean, you didn't touch him, so you didn't break the rules or something.
No, but now you explain it sounds better, because in the live stream, it seemed like you were covering his eyes, which is kind of a dick move, but that was not what you were trying to do at all.
No,
that's
no,
funny.
Absolutely not. No, and I think as soon as maybe there's like a different angle, you can actually see I'm like going towards where his hands are covered. So
okay.
I mean, that was the only strategy in terms of
I mean, at the end of the day, it worked. You know, you distracted him. I mean, there's beatboxes. The whole strategy is about distracting. Like Pac-Max, for example. Like I remember the crowd told me, like when I was battling Pac-Max and my second round, people kind of didn't react to my drop this much because Pac-Max was playing a game on his phone, and the crowd was seeing it. And I didn't know he's doing it because I was looking at the crowd. But people were like watching him because it looked like so funny. And like he actually did distract me, but he distracted the crowds to make sure that I'm not getting crowd response. So I mean, yeah, that's a strategy to distract either.
Yeah, of course. But I think the ultimate balance is just to kind of distract in a nice way and not to be disrespectful. So once more, if we talk about me and Napom, for me it was just like me trying to be funny, but not me trying to
No, it was also
to get all attention from the crowd because I feel like I need attention and stuff. That's totally not what it's going about. And for PacMax, for example, I mean, I don't remember or know this moment, but since PacMax's character is like, I'm so good in beatboxing and I'm funny at the same time, it's like easier acceptable again in a way. Also for the crowd to understand because it's like a natural aura he has. Like even when he comes up on stage, he's like, he's just like arriving there like very fast, like, whoa, yo, it's me, PacMax. So, I mean, everybody has his own style, but I think the key is to still be respectful on stage, of course.
Yeah.
But can I say one thing? Like in the finals, when you were battling PacMax, I felt like PacMax wasn't as confident to make fun and jokes. Like I remember, especially at the beginning, like usually PacMax would like from the beginning till the end, you know, he would make jokes, he would pull faces, whatever. But against you, he was really serious. And I think that was the first time I saw him. Even against River, he would be like fun and stuff. But against you, it felt like he was really, really serious. So I'm not sure if it was the pressure of the final or the pressure battling you, or maybe also a different strategy.
I think.
But from the crowd perspective, for me, it looked like, he was kind of nervous and he couldn't unleash his character anymore that much.
Like we should ask PacMax, but what I would feel as a beatboxer, from a beatboxer perspective, is that he just you have to really think about your next beats. I'm not sure if you prepared all the way up to the final as well as they did for the first couple of rounds, and so I think he needed like 100% of mental capacity to make like the final a good final. I think he used all his best beats against River, obviously, right?
I understand.
I mean, yes, we can always ask PacMax, but what I remember from our battle is that he at least did one joke, or maybe two on stage. If it's true and that he was nervous, I can understand because, I mean, PacMax, he won the semifinal against River, but right before he won against Maxo. This was not an easy road for him.
Mm-mm.
And I think in his position, if he was nervous, because I don't know, we can ask him, but I think if I was him, I would be pretty nervous too. I think, because I think like I said, these two battles are like against top tier beatboxers, and it's not easy.
True. Yeah, especially like Max O. I mean, he just recently won the European champs. PacMax was also there. I think he wasn't battling Max O, but he saw how strong Max O is. So he knew he has to go with his craziest rounds. And then River also, like River could have been potential. And like even like you could see it in PacMax's face that like even him couldn't believe that he just won against River. And I like for me, I don't know if I was interpreting it wrong maybe, but for me it even looked like he was kind of feeling sorry for River. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's also
like afterwards
the way River reacted, I think. Also, they're friends, and PacMax looked into River's eyes, and the River looked really, really depressed. Like I was watching the live stream, we could see it up close. Like normally after a battle, you're like, yeah, oh man, a good job for winning the battle. But River was not in the mood of like, hey, PacMax, good job. You know, he was I think he was really, really disappointed to lose that battle.
If I was River, I would be very disappointed too. So I completely understand him, because I think everybody knows that River was, like I said before, one of the favorites to win. And for me, I'm going to be very honest about it. if River would have won the World Championships, I would be happy that the name of beatboxing is in good hands, because River is like a very good beatboxer, good singer and stuff. So, and I know he was also ready to take this responsibility. So I think we all kind of felt sorry for him, and that I think in this kind of situation, I always try to be careful in podcasts like this, of course. But I think if I was River, I think I would be very sad too. And I know he was happy for Pac-Max, but I think the whole world knew that he was ready to be the world champion.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I completely understand and also, Pac-Max, I mean, I think Pac-Max also knew, like, River's one of the favorites. Well, how do I need to react on this? That's not easy, especially when at the Beatbox World Championship, the motto is maximum respect and we are family. This is not an easy situation. So, oh man, I love the World I loved it so much. There was such a great family feeling. I loved it, really.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about the event itself later. There's one more thing that I wanted to talk about. So we talked about Pac-Max maybe being nervous in the finals. Just from my perspective, it looked like. But for you, whenever I was watching you, before you enter the stage or on stage, you had this crazy hyper focus all the time.
You told me I had laser eyes or something.
Yeah. It's like I always had in my mind. BR told me like, this guy, he has ADHD or whatever. He has this laser focus. He can crush it, you know. And so that's why I was always like, I was kind of like hyper fixating on this. And it really looked like there was no, like on stage, there was no distractions for you. That was, and you look really confident. Is there like how do I say? Is there like tips that you can give to people watching right now? Like, how can you keep your calm on stage like this, or your temper?
I mean, one of the first things is to get to know yourself. Like, at what moments can you be destabilized? Is it because of your opponent making a sick counter, or is it just at moments when you're getting on stage, or is it always at the moments that you don't expect? For example, I mean, Pac-Max is also very good with this. Like, he can all of a sudden just show that actually he cut off his hair, but nobody kind of knew, and or like wearing funny sunglasses and making a funny dance. Yeah. I mean, if you can be prepared for things that you don't expect, then you will be less shocked and more confident, especially when you know that you worked a lot, you worked your beatbox a lot, and as soon as you go on stage, you know you just have to do it, and you know how a performance of yours will look like because you trained for it. I think it's just like about 100% preparation. And at the end, knowing that there actually is no real 100%, then the rest is up to the universe. It might sound cheesy, but this is how it is. You need to be ready for what you can prepare, and you also need to be prepared for things that you cannot control. Yeah. And for me, one of those things was one of those things that got me a bit destabilized or uncomfortable during battles was the sound, because the sound was actually very nice for me at the venue. We can discuss if it's the best or not the best. This is none of my concerns. But I liked, for example, how bass could hit so hard, but not how my just sometimes didn't go through. And it's an important sound to me. And all around, the sound for solo beatbox in the venue was quite nice. And my where I was relying on, this all didn't always go through, and this could be moments when I was feeling destabilized. Yeah. But if I can give tips, be prepared also for the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected, guys.
Yeah, I remember my girlfriend. She also had access to the backstage. She She came up to me. It was like, I think before the finals or before the semifinals. And she was like, yo, I just saw FootboxG reading a book about strategies. In the backstage.
No way, dude.
Yeah. I was reading The Art of War because actually...
The Art of War.
Yeah.
Crazy,
Yeah. It's such a good book for strategy and how to win situations without fighting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like strategy from Sun Tzu, like from thousands of years ago. And so speaking about roots, check your beatbox history. Maybe check out this too. I mean, this is so crazy, right?
Yeah.
But I was reading this book because I actually never finished, although I thought I would have finished before GBB. But now for the World Championships, I was like, I need to finish it because one page is not that you can read like fast. You really need to read it and to think about it, but in your own way of, I want to say war, but beatbox is not really war. What I just try to mean is, what I try to say is, there's so much philosophy in this book that you can apply into everything. And beatbox battling was just a great example I discovered.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that is a scary move.
So I
think the strategy is to read a book about strategies and let other people see that you're reading about strategies. I think that's a mental game.
Yeah, but I swear it's what I did. I put myself backstage in between all the beatboxers when they were doing. I was just reading a book with my legs crossed over, so it would feel like.
But it's just a cover, right?
What the hell is he doing?
It's just the cover of your notebook where or your beats are in. So it's just a cover with the Art of War or something, and then it's just inside is just your beats. So you're actually just studying your beats. But everyone is thinking you're like planning your next
cool too.
Next war. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a
super
nice
sick. I'm so happy now that you won. Like who else does this?
Imagine like in the next competition, you just see like a library with people reading books.
Yeah, because of this podcast. Yeah,
because preparing your rounds is so immature at the event itself, because you have to be prepared already. You have to be on the stage where you're already reading books about strategy and shit.
No, but I mean, I already had my strategy, but I never finished the book. So I was like, okay, all extras that I don't need to really change my game for, all extras are just welcome now, And at the end, there were some extras that I could just pick, so it's cool.
Yeah. And I mean, it also can be beneficial to get you in a certain state of mind before, right?
Yeah, completely. That was also one of the reasons why I was reading it. You know, at the end, you need to know yourself, and you need to know, like, okay, am I somebody who wants to go super prepared? Or, because we were speaking about Napalm, I mean, Napalm is going freestyle all the way, and he still reached the semifinals. This is a proof that he knows what works for him. So he needs to trust himself on this too, Mm-hmm. And I think it's crazy to go that far, only freestyling. I think if I would do it, no chance. No chance.
Fuck, I love strategies, man.
I mean, probably most beatboxers can't reach that far by just freestyling. Like if I think about it, I think like Babeli was one that was reached the semifinals just by freestyling, and Pash.
Ah, yes, yeah.
Pash also.
At the end, there was also Alexinho who had like a nice balance of showing tracks routines or like freestyle.
I mean, how about
parts.
Napalm?
I think he's also like a great
Napalm
example.
is vice world champion with, I think most of it was freestyle. I mean, he was freestyling his beats, obviously, right? He just like
back then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there's a big chunk of
completely
of freestyle in his routines, in his battle rounds.
Yeah, but like I said, he knows that freestyle works for him because he knows his qualities and he knows his persona. So, I mean, we also feel that this totally works for him.
Yeah. There was an interview that I saw on the live stream that you talked with Ivory, and you told him you were preparing for about a year. Is that correct? and you had like these counters to almost every scary beatboxer out there.
Yes, I'm gonna correct it a little bit. I'm telling most of the people I was preparing like for a bit longer than a year, but the truth is I was preparing 1 month after GBB happened. I was already preparing, so it's actually way longer. But let's say that starting from previous summer, July, August, I really started like serious. I feel like I had like 1 full year of training. It feels like you're preparing for an exam, but like an entire year, and it's for days. Yeah. I don't know how to describe it, but it actually, so the truth is it would be like a year and a half or a bit longer that I was preparing.
So, so then a question for me would be like, isn't it scary to put so much time and effort into something that you sometimes don't even have control over something, right? Imagine you prepare for such a long time, and then one Pac-Max guy comes in and he does a silly dance and he wins the battle that you've prepared 1.5 years for. I'm sure you thought a bunch of times in this 1.5 year, like, what if all this work will be for me to just like be kicked out in the semifinals? Did you think this?
Yeah, of course I was thinking it a lot, and that was the danger, of course. But I told myself, like, okay, it's even crazy that you are kind of one of the favorites maybe to win this competition, and that you're living your life. I was telling to myself, and you actually have a chance to win World Championship. Then why don't you go all in, you know? And I did it for myself. So at least after World Championships, winner or no winner, at least I was staying so true to myself. I worked as hard as I could, and the outcoming will remain the same. I will have very nice music afterwards to release for... Yeah. I don't want to say the real stuff, but for the bigger purpose.
Yeah. Sick. Nice.
Yeah.
But yes, I thought about it a lot, and you can ask my girlfriend. I was not always the nicest at home during my preparations.
It's Footbox.
Sometimes I was just getting, like in a kind of frustrated mood. Like, come on, I need to finish this. Come on, I need to finish this. Why is it not working? Why is it not working? Yeah.
It even puts strain on this relationship.
But it's worth it. Afterwards, it's worth it.
And you're still together. And now she's dating a world champion. You can now ask her to make the world champion a coffee or dinner.
No. I just wanted to say, of course, it was super scary, and I mean, because of the whole preparation, the fact that it took so long. The fact that I was sometimes also thinking about it, it could make me a little bit, not crazy, but like, scared. And I mean, it's a part of it. Even right before when you go on stage, you have the same feelings that were coming up before. Like, what if it's now going to be over? You know, you have these moments, but at the end you need to remain focused, and you know what you have to do, and you just stick to it.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of very good beatboxers in the world who knows this. Yeah. So,
very nice. Yeah. What I would like to ask is there, because you did 4 battles, right? Can you walk us through the first one till the last one, and just like some highlights or things you thought during the battle, or things you were scared about, or some things about the opponent? Let's start with the quarterfinals. No, it was top 16, the first battle.
No, top 32.
Top 32, actually.
Top 32.
So, yeah. Top 32. Yes, so my first battle was against S. And
from Denmark.
S from Denmark. So big shout out to S from Denmark. So as soon as I knew I needed to face him, the morning after, I was like making a short strategy for him, picking my routines or tracks that I prepared. And I was like, okay, I think this should do it. So at my Airbnb, I was training my body movement, or small choreography, a little bit, together with the beatbox routine or the beatbox tracks that I was keeping for him. But as soon as we were in the battle, I felt like as soon as I was beatboxing in the monitors, I was like this loud and he was like up there. And during the battle, I was like, no way. And apparently in the crowd, they told me like, in terms of volume, I was here and he was here. But on stage, it felt like I was here and he was completely there. So it was hard to focus. So I don't know about the balance on stage, but this was for me a tricky point. As soon as I did my last drop against him, it was the moment when I started to feel confident. I was like, okay, I think I will have it. Fingers crossed for jury. And then as soon as we had the results and I moved on to top 16, I told myself, okay, whatever, how loud the sound is, just do your stuff as clean and as beautiful as you can. So afterwards I went to Kobli and I didn't know at first if I needed to face Kobli or Zerpa. So I prepared for both. The outcoming was Kobli, but he told me in all honesty before the competition, like, to be honest, I just want to have fun, and I think it will be one of my last battles that I do. So we made like a nice time out of it. He did his best, and I did my best, and we shook hands, and the battle was very nice. But all the stress came after, as soon as I went to top 8, and I needed to face Blackroll, because I know Blackroll was, this guy has so much body on stage. The volume and the volume, the power, the focus he has is also very real, very like really good. And after the battle with Blackroll, the battle was very intense. And maybe some people tell me from the live stream it was like maybe even like beefy or something, but was not at all, because we're very good friends and stuff. But at this intense battle, I kind of thought like, okay, it might be over here, because he was very good. But because of my strategy, like, okay, I'm gonna play with original sound and textures and structure and actually lyrics, because I know that with lyrics I'm not bad at all, let's say, if I can have this self-reflection. So I think it was just based on the routines that I chose for him that I nearly took it. But if it would have been Blackroll, I would have understood it all the way, to be honest. So this was for me the most dangerous point.
How was the voting? Was it 5 for you, or?
No, it was 3 versus 2.
Damn.
And I think Alexinho and Robeat, they voted for Blackroll.
Oh, like these decisions, like it could have been over. You know?
Yeah.
Imagine you doing this beat, it doesn't come through, and then it's just over against Blackroll, and you've practiced 1.5 years.
That's exactly what I said. Like on the sound system, these were one of the sounds that were not coming through, and I was like, come on, please not now. So I was focusing as hard as I could, just not giving up. And as soon as the judges need to make their decision, I was just standing with the right back, very focused, like, yeah, I'm going to go through. Just to play like a little bit psychological, like, don't worry, I got this. But in deep inside, I was like, come on.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Big shout out to
Was this the
Blackroll.
closest battle, jury-wise?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah?
Yes, absolutely.
How was it against Napalm?
5?
I think against Napalm I took it 5-0.
Yeah, I remember that.
It could be 5, but for me the 5-0, it doesn't mean it was obvious.
No.
For me it just means like all jury members.
Yeah, exactly. Like sometimes people have to remember that the judges don't speak to each other and be like, okay, we give 3 points and 2 points, but it's an individual decision.
Yeah, exactly.
But it doesn't mean that the judge didn't struggle.
Yeah, this is really funny, because I saw this a lot on the live stream. People were guessing before the end result was happening. They were like, "This is going to be a 3-1 battle, you know, or a 3-2 or a 4-1." And I was like, what? How can you make that assumption? If every single judge thinks FootboxG should have won by 51%, he gets 5 jury votes.
Yeah, it's not how it goes, So let these peoples in the comments speak. No, I mean, like we all know, it's not about. If you get all the votes, it doesn't mean it was obvious,
Yeah.
But yeah, against Napalm, I think it was 5-0. But I also felt, especially in the very first rounds, like, damn, okay, this is close, So
yeah, it felt like you were so chill that you could start with like with a chill beat, and he went like directly. I'm not sure who was the first or second. Were you second? I think you were second.
I was going.
You were going first too. So you could answer 2 times. So he was going directly in battle move, and I think that killed him a little bit in this battle. He would directly, just like within the first few seconds, would be like at least really heavy beats, and it was really hard to make like a story within your round when you're starting off with such a hype sound. At least that's what I got from watching the live stream. And then it was your round, and you just went like, and I was like, yeah, man, just start slow, like you can make a story and then drop it where you build tension towards the drop, and then you release the tension within the drop, and that satisfaction for the audience. And that's what I felt like you won by.
There were multiple. This was the main strategy to against somebody who is doing freestyle all over the place. With all over the place, I mean Napalm is doing most of the times freestyling. That's what I mean. So for me, the strategy was against somebody like Napalm, I will use as much storytelling as I can. And this was one of the first things. The other things were based on details on what was happening during the battles. How was he behaving? I saw that and he also know that he was a bit nervous on stage. And I know, like, okay, as soon as I show I'm the calmer guy, I'm like, this gives me advantage, even from a crowd perspective.
Yeah.
I think this was how I was thinking, but at the end, you still need to beatbox.
You even said it. You even said it like "chill out, man" or something. Like he was like like he ended like something like a punch, with the sound, and then you were like, "Chill out, man." And I was like, "Yeah, bro, that's the shit."
But I need to be honest. This is how I was behaving on stage. But come on, one is not at its calmest when he's going against Napalm. Let's be honest.
That's why I thought it was so crazy that you stayed that calm. You seemed so prepared. I was like because also like I could see Napalm's eyes. He was there. He was aggressive. He was in the moment. He was like I'm gonna take you down, bro. Mm-hmm. And you were like tranquil. Tranquil. That's sick.
That's funny.
Beautiful battle. Beautiful battle. I think this was one of the highlights of the championships, together with Pac-Max versus River. Cool. I think those were my 2 favorite battles.
I mean, semifinals are always crazy, right? No matter in what big battle, semifinals are always a thing, I feel. At every GBB, at every World Championship, at Florida Beatbox Battle and stuff. The semifinals are often crazy because it's like, no, I want to be in the final.
And really often crazier than the final, right?
Yeah, because most of the times in battle, in a final, you already gave as much as you could just to reach it that far, and then it's about stamina, I think.
Yeah. A lot of the time, stamina. A lot of the times in the semifinals, or there's going to be a battle where you don't sound as good as you like, and then you use like this battle move that you thought of that's really cool in the semis already that you wanted to use in the final, but you feel like you're losing the battle, so you're like, your ego is like, let's use this one battle move, and then you do it, you're like, and I go like, and it's like, oh, you won, and I was like, but at what cost, I don't have anything in the final.
Yeah, I must say, no battle was I'm gonna say easy, because you need to beatbox at your very best in a world championship, and it's never easy. But I even the finals with Pacmax, I could really feel his professionality, like how good his sounds are coming through, and how also what a funny man and nice man it is on stage. And we're definitely sick and hard battles, but the hardest one for me was top 8, without any doubt, because like you guys said, you could see I was getting comfortable at some point and in some battles, but against Blackroll, he was the only one that could be really in my head the whole time, and it's crazy.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, also because like no one was, at least people who didn't see the European champs were not expecting him reaching this far and being this strong. Like I knew his potential, but then also like European champs was a different kind of thing, because European champs was mostly just newcomers, but now you could see like the newcomers against like the how to say the experienced guys like you and River and Napalm. I consider as like way more experienced, and then you see like okay, like even against these guys, Blackroll or Maxo can keep up. And this was really scary.
Also, Maxo.
Let's not forget that, for example, somebody like Maxo, let's not forget that Maxo is even from before my generation. I think he's from Supernova's generation, because I know they were battling in the past. So Maxo is actually very experienced. Yeah. He just got like, let's say, he won the European Championships because it was a real life battle, and he had the opportunity, and now people finally noticed him, let's say, but I think he was always very good.
Maxo surprised me a lot. Like honestly, I thought in the first rounds, I was like, wow, I think Maxo might even take the entire championships.
Yeah, Maxo became one of my favorite beatboxers, especially live, because man, he feels like a soldier on stage.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And like everything is so loud and clean.
Yeah, and it goes through very well.
Yes,
it's crazy.
like the simplest sound, like even his kick had more substance of some people's lip rolls. Like it was so intense. Like this guy is like I can tell he could run like an Iron Man or something. Like just because of the capacity of his lungs. Like this what it felt like.
Yeah, why he's crazy. And I told him a lot of times during the championship, like, man, so good.
Yeah. Scary opponent, man. Like his technique, even like all of it. He doesn't have like much weak points. It's like his technicality is like a top of the line. Musicality is more than fine. Like the builder, like the bracket style, and then it really like original drops. Like he did. I was looking at Maxo. I was like, okay, I need to write this down. This is pretty good. This is good stuff. Like, wait, let me steal this.
Yeah. Like the Mumbaton reggaeton drop with the click rolls and stuff with the triple. Yeah, I cannot do it, but it was amazing. Really.
Yeah.
Really dope.
Yeah, damn.
So good.
And even more impressive than it is how Pacmax won against him.
Yeah.
Like, great strategy. Really. Great strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pacmax was... I remember I was preparing and going back and forth, like, okay, it's almost my turn. And then I get some texts from my girlfriend, Ella. She texts me like, damn, this Pacmax dude, he's not bad at all. I was like, yeah, I know. yeah. But then as soon as I was watching the battles, I was like...
yeah. For me, like he was the biggest surprise of the whole event.
Yeah, I think Pacmax. Yeah, especially for me, the surprise was that he won against River and Maxo. Mm-hmm. Like I believe in Pacmax, and I already lost against Pacmax a couple of years ago, so I know he is very strong. But if you would tell me like Pacmax is going to kick out two super strong, maybe favorite beatboxer participants, and you tell me even the names, I'm not believing it because I know how good he is, but this was not the scenario I was waiting for, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
exactly.
I think he can be for next championship. It's in 5 years, right? But I think for every event that he will do next, I think people need to be very careful for him.
But Footbox,
yeah, and especially
I'm sorry. Did you thank Pac-Max a little bit just for clearing the road for you? Thank you, Pac-Max. I'm world champion now.
No, I if I can say this in all honesty, as soon as I saw that, that River was not in the finals, I was a bit more confident about myself, because one does not simply make a strategy for River and outplay him and beatbox better at the same time and to sing better, to perform better. So as soon as I knew River was out, I think for me in my strategy, River was my biggest worry. Maybe not actual on the championship, because we never know what might happen, but I mean, River and we battled 5 times, and I tell him every time, like, man, it's again the hardest ever. It's again and again. Like, first time was at camp, 2018 from Swiss Beatbox, and the second time was the Florida Beatbox battle. Then not so long after he came to Ghent, Florida again, and then GBB, and the score is now 3-2 for him, so he's still leading, and I don't know. We never know what would happen if I battle River, but as soon as I saw he was out of the competition,
your confidence increased.
Yeah, a little bit, because I know how good he is, and that's the thing. I didn't even know how good he actually could be against me in this championship, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think River is also one of my favorites by far. Easy.
Nice. And then again, 3 Belgium guys in the top 32, which I thought was sick. I saw only Benja, and then I watched the battle with Benja. I was like, okay, there goes the Netherlands. Bye. But Belgium, like you killed it, obviously. You're world champion. But the other Belgium guys did really well. Just wanted to shout them out. Stan and Giwiz, really, really good stuff.
Yes, Stan and Giwiz, crazy. Yeah, we practiced together for a certain time. I was like, okay, since I know that Giwiz was already competing at World Championship, and I know he's doing his thing. He's practicing a lot on microphone at his home, like at his place. And as soon as Stan was qualified for World Championships because of the European Championship that he made top 4, I know Stan's mentality, and I know he wants to prepare hard. So I said, like, okay, let's book like a place where we can do a proper rehearsal, and let's practice as hard as we can with the 3 of us. And that's what we did, and I'm really happy that it paid off also for them. And I'm pretty sure they even have potential to go even farther soon. But this was already, I think, like a nice milestone. Do you say it like milestone?
Milestone, yeah.
I think it's like already a very nice milestone for them, since it's their first time they compete at World Champs.
Yeah, really good.
And Swede, obvious too, in the loop station. This was also crazy. That's a big up to Swede.
Yeah, Swede was my favorite of the loop station. Yes, Swede was my favorite.
Yes.
Okay, I get excited talking about it. His Gabber round was so funny, so good. Like, we were dancing in this very room, like when watching the duckin'. Yeah, it was too good. So good. Shout out to Swede as well. The Belgium guys killed it this championship. My laptop is...
I think Swede is slowly becoming my favorite looper.
Yeah, he's amazing. Really. He's like, I like cheese. And then he did
is
another
amazing.
drop.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. He's amazing.
That's perfect.
Before we finish this thing, with the wheel of spit.
Yeah.
I have a last question. So, like in general, for you, Tim, how did the event itself feel like? Like the vibe of it. Like for example, for me, it was like I didn't expect it. I thought there will be much more like tension and pressure because the World Champs wasn't happening for such a long time, and then Bilo always felt like really stressed before, worried that it won't be as much as a success or whatever it is, you know. So I went there with like some worries about how this event will go, but man, for me the total opposite happened.
You know, at the World Beatbox Championships, before even the first expo began, or like the first day, there was Bilo coming out, and he gave like an amazing speech. He said like, "Yo guys, I'm so happy to see all of you, and yes, World Championship, blah blah, very cool. But I just wanted to see you guys, and that you can be together again, that you share sounds, and that you have a nice time." And I was like, wow, this is exactly the spirit.
Yes.
And this put all of us into like a good state. Like even I didn't know the results of the battle before, like who's gonna win and stuff, but this already gave me like a good feeling, like, okay, no matter what happens, I'm in good hands here, because the Beatbox family is so awesome, you know? Mm-hmm. And yeah, and also during the event, like in front of the stage, backstage, like nowhere I ever felt like there's tension or pressure. It was always like good mood. People exchanging, you know, people rooting for each other, you know, like even if people were dropping out, you know, like there were people would take care of them to lift them up again. So, and like I also saw you and River backstage talking. I don't want to say what exactly we're talking about to respect your privacy, but it felt so humble. Seeing you guys, you know, talking backstage, you trying to lift him up, it was such a good vibe. Like I remember like just seeing you guys, I had a little bit tears in my eyes. Yeah. Well, it's true. I mean, we both know that that both of us are very ambitious, and that we both really wanted this. And I mean, River has a great hip hop spirit, and I think I also have it. And so we both know from each other, like persons, like people come first, you know?
Yeah.
So we both know. I don't know what else I need to say about it, because it's not only with me and River, it's with me and all the rest too. And this is also because of Bilo's speech, like, yo, I just want that you guys can be together and see each other. And before the battles, during the battles, you had the feeling you were with people, with friends, with
Beatbox nerds,
human beings, and this is with Beatbox geeks. Yes, exactly.
That's what it's
and that's
about.
Awesome.
Yeah,
and it's really awesome.
And I wanted to clarify, and I'm not sure if we said this enough, like River killed it, obviously. Like if River is watching this podcast, don't like feel sad or feel down because we talk about Pac-Max versus River. River absolutely killed it. But that's what is expected of River, because we know him as such a good high-level beatboxer. So like if you're watching this, don't get discouraged. You still killed it. Battle is always like a moment that people watch and make decisions on. And this doesn't take away from your like if you lose a battle, it doesn't take away from your artistry, art. You know what I mean?
No, indeed.
So
yeah, I mean, like I said, for me, if River won the World Championship or he won against Pac-Max or whatever
nobody would have
happened,
been surprised. You know.
No, there are multiple beatboxers, including him, including Napalm. There are multiple beatboxers who can carry for me a world champion title, let's say, and that they can show a good image to beatboxing. You know, there are plenty of them, and I hope he doesn't forget that he's one of these guys.
Yeah.
And I'm going back to the
Exactly.
speech. There's one thing in the podcast. I'm not sure if you saw this live. He also did a speech at the end. He was like, there was like this example. He said like, someone lost a purse with a lot of money inside. We found the purse and it still had all the money left.
Yeah.
And we're like, ah, you know? So like, yeah, Beatbox family is the best, you know? Nobody steals money.
Yeah.
It would be funnier if he said like, "Yo, does somebody has seen like a purse with a lot of money because we found the purse."
Not the money. It just had a book inside with the art of war.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wheel of spit.
Yo, so since we're running out of time, let's quickly do the wheel of spit. FootboxG, do you know what it is?
I don't know actually. No.
Then that means you've never
So,
watched the
Björn,
podcast. That
explain.
means we ended here because we just realized.
Like I said, I prepared for 1 year and a half, guys. How many times do I need to say it?
Preparing is watching the podcast.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to explain it again also for the people at home that are new. We have the Wheel of Spit 2.0 here, which is basically you can it's beatboxing with like a small handicap, a beatbox handicap. So it can be drum and bass only, or it can be no hand movement or head movement, or you have to do trap only, or you have to burn Madox or Beard, or you have to do a Snoop Dogg cover. That's here too. So I'm gonna spin the wheel.
I mean, I can do it, but I was not ready.
I want to spin the wheel, and then you get 1 minute on the clock from Madox. He's going to time you. He's going to count you down too as soon as we see the result of the thing, and then you just freestyle for 1 minute. That's it.
Yeah, and
Perfect.
it's a little side note. So if it's like something like you got to do Snoop Dogg impression or whatever, it doesn't have to be the whole minute. It just has to be inside of it. Or if you have to burn Beard or me, it has to be inside of it. It doesn't have to be the whole thing.
So
dedicated.
basically, I can do like.
Yeah,
And it's fine.
That was actually a pretty smooth transition. Not gonna lie. Anyways, here it is. The Wheel of Spit 2.0. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
It's going to be. I can't read it.
No hand movement.
No hand movement.
Show us your
Easy.
body. No hand
Easy.
movement.
Okay.
Okay, we count you down. 1 minute in 3, 2, 1. Beatbox. And that's time.
Sick. That
Nice.
looks for we know, like, I think us three, we all have ADD, but I think that just now looked like the most ADD thing I've ever seen in my life.
Why?
Or like
No, I mean, I don't have ADD normally. I have ASD. It's still
What?
different.
That's not a
but
thing?
It's like, it's called autism spectrum disorder. If I'm not
you
mistaken,
mean
spectrum disorder.
ASS,
If I'm
as
not
in
mis-
autism spectrum stoornis? Oh, so it's an English
in
one.
Dutch, it's like
makes sense,
ISS. Yes, exactly.
That's a broader term for
but this, to be honest,
ADD is like they called ADD now all of it ASD. It's a broader term.
this I did it successfully, and it's because it was also part of my training, but not for this World Championship, but for
This
GBB.
is part of my training.
Like
this sounds like some Bruce Lee shit.
Yeah.
Or like the Karate Kid.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, the reason why I train this is because as soon as you have yourself completely under control, all the hand movements that you will do on purpose, they will look nicer. So it will not be like this on the fire moment, but you can be like totally free because you know that you can do it also without, you know?
No, I like...
It's a small detail. It's just for...
Your hand is not a metronome anymore, but it's for the effect.
Yes.
Yes. Sick.
Wow.
Next year we're gonna have like these finger lights from FootboxG, you know? Like these trends.
That was this Austrian tech team. Did you see that?
They had the thumb with light. Yeah.
I think I didn't see. You mean at this World Championships?
Yeah, exactly.
I almost didn't check. I almost didn't check the tag teams.
I mean,
only the solo to.
And I also didn't
again.
watch everything, especially when I knew I have to battle. I was way too stressed. So I totally understand. Anyways, bro, you told us that you got a call soon. So
yes.
Any future things that you want to promote, so you can do some promotion for yourself, and then we're gonna say goodbye from Turkey and from Berlin.
With me and Madox, we have some collabs in the future. So of course. Stay tuned. And for the rest, don't hesitate to check the socials because that's where I'm going to promote everything of my next steps. Cheers.
Yeah, Instagram.
Yes, Instagram,
at
Facebook,
FootboxG,
TikTok, Twitter,
at
YouTube.
FootboxG. Yeah.
FootboxG. Exactly.
Sick.
Yes.
Sick.
Perfect.
Okay, go to your call, bro. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
The World Championship
Be
of the
Madox.
world speaks Dutch.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's a small victory for me too.
Natuurlijk.
Gekoloniseerd.
Yeah. Oh my god. Thank you so much, bro.
Cheers. It was very nice.
To talk
it was
to you.
fun.
Yeah, such a humble person.
Fun. Absolutely.
I think also for the audience now it's more visible how humble you're also off stage. Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you, bro.
Cheers. Thank you too. It's very nice. And this time I will look it completely.
Yeah. Perfect.
I mean, I watched a lot in bits and stuff.
Yeah.
So, okay. My alarm goes. So I gotta go now.
Awesome. All right.
bro.
See you soon.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much. Beatbox Bros. All right. That's it with the interview.
Yeah.
For me, the highlight was the strategies, how to win wars. How was it?
Yeah, he is
How
like,
was the
how to
book
win
called?
wars or like the art of war or some stuff.
The art of war, yes.
And this guy has been preparing for 1.5 years and he did it. It's not a waste of time. He's world champion now. And I hope this guy gets a lot of gigs from this. I hope he judges like so much competitions after this because probably a lot of bookers want to have him in the judging panel now. And he's going to have a great couple of years until the next championships that will be in 5 years probably. No, I'm kidding. I hope it's going to be in like the next 2 years.
I mean, there's also the GBB still coming.
And he's going to go there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
super stoked.
He will put a lot of pressure on people for GBB, I think.
Yeah. We can make predictions for GBB in another episode. I think FootboxG has a very good shot at doing well. I mean, River as well. Maybe even PacMax. We don't know. I hope Maxo goes
Is PacMax qualified?
Maybe no, I don't think so.
I don't think that is a qualified.
He's not qualified. No.
Maybe now. Who knows? Maybe
you need to beat 2 Rivers if you want to be qualified for GBB. So it's really strict, super strict rules.
Yeah. But anyways, like also quick recap about the event. As Footbox already said, it was such a humble event. Man, I'm so sad you weren't there because
I know it's pretty.
It kind of felt like GBB 2019. Or like even the GBBs in Switzerland back then, because it was a bit smaller. Everyone was together all the time. Of course,
Yeah,
like
it's so dope. Yeah, I had to watch it on the live stream. Like I skipped some social things. Like people were like, "Oh, do you want to come to dinner with us?" I was like, "No, I gotta watch the live stream live."
Yeah,
So I did what I could here, but I'm sad that I couldn't be there. But I'm super happy to hear that everyone had such a good time, and we had an event where everybody seemed to be very happy, and it's just a nerd fest as it should be, you know.
yeah,
Just nerds of beatbox come together, and then there's one winner, and we crown him as the top of the nerds. He's now the top nerd, FootboxG.
FootboxG is the top nerd.
Yeah.
The nerd of the
Did
nerds.
Bilo say anything before we round it off? Did Bilo say anything about organizing it in another 3 years or 2 years? What is it? How consistent is this going to be?
It's hard to say. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it. He mentioned that he might stop organizing at all. Like this would be his last one. But I'm not sure, like from the energy I felt from him at the event, he was so stoked doing it. I could imagine that he will do it again.
I mean, he was stoked, but he also told me, or at least the live stream, that he lost 27,000 euros with the event.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
That must be a pain in the ass.
A lot of money.
He was like, there's no sponsor. And he's like, there's no sponsors here. There's no sponsors. I lost 27,000 euros. I was like, wow, you should really get a sponsor.
Yeah.
That sounds like a sponsor problem. But yeah.
Damn, that's insanity that he did it all without sponsors. But yeah, I would love to see this event happening again. Yeah, because it was my favorite, like since 2019 GBB. I think this was my favorite event.
Yeah. I mean, if
vibe.
he says I'm not going to organize it at all, I mean, I think the Beatbox Bros should take it over and organize the World Championships.
Oh my god!
Because you're gonna move to Berlin. I mean, you've got the connections. I'm just gonna be the stage manager.
I gotta have someone next to me who knows how to organize stuff.
Yeah, who doesn't have ADD? Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't? To be honest, I think there's people. Like the guy, I'm planning something right now.
Yeah.
We're working on an event. He committed that he also has ADD. But he also said that he feels like since he's an adult, he doesn't have it anymore.
No, this sounds like a scam.
Because usually you don't lose it. But yeah, there's organizers. Like, I think that the thing is, some people, like, with ADD, you can hyper focus on stuff, and for some things you're just not capable to do anything, right?
Yeah.
Like some easy things, it's so hard to do for you, but then you get, I don't know, the best beatboxer on this planet, or you're the Wise World Champion. Freaking hell. Yeah, and like for him, I feel like his talent is in organizing things. You know, he can hyper fixate on this. He can hyper focus on this, which is crazy for me. But yeah, we can talk about this later. I still can't talk too much about this event we're planning.
So we don't say anything.
We said already something.
We said already too much, guys. Anyways.
Yeah, we already said too much. We already also said that we will work with FootboxG.
How cool is that? Yeah, we meaning Madox is going to work with him.
Me and my partner.
That's we. Okay.
Exactly. And Eileen is also inside in the team. Ooh. So my girlfriend, she's the she's like the project manager for all upcoming projects. She's really she's really good with this. I think she already did some things for me in the past, and now we're doing it officially. She also helped me out doing a vlog at World Champs that will come out probably next week.
Sick.
And yeah, like lots of people actually know her. Like that was really surprising for me. Like a lot of beatboxers were like, "Oh, Eileen, how you doing?" they know that her from Instagram or like from some videos.
Yo, to talk about that, I mean, we got to say in the podcast, I got recognized at Vocal Total by the podcast. Yeah. So someone went up to me.
That's so funny.
So someone went up to me. He's like, "Bro, I love your podcast. Where are you from? And what's like?" Yeah, he's like, "Where are you from?" So I think he didn't know that I'm. So any of my beatbox career was like nothing to him. He just saw us make videos for the podcast. Yeah. So this podcast is doing well.
Pushing your career once again, reaching people that didn't know you before.
Wow.
That's crazy.
A lot of people didn't know I could talk. They're like, is that what your voice sounds like? Wow.
Yeah.
So there you go. Now you can hear
lots of
me speak for an hour. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, thanks to our Patreons. They keep coming. I want to give something back as well to the Patreon. So as a Patreon, you can send me messages as well on Patreon for suggestions, for guests that you would like, maybe suggestions on games that we can play, maybe some suggestions on how we can improve the Wheel of Spit, whatever. Type it to me on Patreon, and we can chat there. Thank you guys again. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch the previous episode that we did live together at the Vocal Total, you can press it here and like, subscribe, and see you soon.